So 2 weeks ago, I decided I was going to craft some Christmas presents for my mom and my sister. And in this video, I'm just preparing the fabric for the first project, which is a pattern I found from this book, Vintage French Needlework by Veronique Maillard. And I just thought it was really pretty. I love the flower motifs on the top, and I thought my mom would appreciate it, so that's going to be for her. And then the second gift, I wanted to embroider my sister's wedding bouquet because she recently got married and I thought she would appreciate that. Now, this second gift was originally supposed to be for last year, but I ran out of time, and last year I was still very new to creating embroidery and cross-stitch work. I feel like I wouldn't have had the skill to create the result I wanted, but now that I have more practice, I feel like I would be able to get the result I wanted. So yeah, even though the second gift might be a year late, I say it's always better to be late than never at all. I've just gone ahead and folded it in half twice, and I've marked off my center right here. So that's going to be my starting point. This is what the progress is looking like after day 1. I'm feeling a lot better now because I was worried about whether or not I would be able to finish before Christmas. But today I was able to get most of the lettering done and then started on some of these nice floral motifs on the bottom. And so it's coming along very quickly, which I'm really happy about. Here's my progress after day 2. You can still see the indents from my hoop here, but I'll iron it when I'm done. So today I finished up the bottom motif and the last bit of the lettering right here. And then tomorrow I'm going to start this top motif. So hopefully I'll be able to get it done. All right, it is Sunday, December 21st, and I've just finished the last stitch of my first project. Now all I need to do is to wash and iron it and frame it, and it should be good to go. Now for the second piece, before I even start, I'm creating a chart using one of the alphabets from the book I mentioned previously. And I'm just piecing together the letters I want until it looks how I like, and then I'll use that. Okay, ignore my messy desk, but I've printed out my charted lettering and I've calculated how many stitches I will need, and on a 28 count linen, it's gonna be around 4.5 inches wide by 1/2 inch tall just for the big lettering. And I've sort of sketched out my design here. This is gonna be the final hoop, so I think it's all gonna fit. I'm gonna do the lettering in cross stitch, 1 strand over 1 with a white thread. And then I'm going to embroider the bouquet right up here. So let's see how it turns out. All right, it is Monday, December 22nd, and I've just finished the lettering here. I've also placed the final hoop or frame it's going to be in, so it looks like the letters are going to fit. And then I'll have all this space to embroider the bouquet. Originally, I was just going to do 1 strand of back stitching for the date down here, but I found just 1 strand on this fabric was not visible enough, so I decided to do cross stitching instead. And I just barely had enough room to fit it inside that little flower wreath right there. But it came out pretty good. And I also found a frame for this first gift. So it's all coming together. I've gone ahead and sketched out my basic outline for the bouquet right here. This is my reference photo I'm going off of. I sort of just photoshopped the bouquet onto my current work to give me inspiration. And I've got my practice stitches for the roses here. I first was thinking about doing this woven wheel stitch, but I really like how this sort of cast-on stitch turned out right here. You can see at first I started with a full 6 strands of floss, but I felt it was too chunky. So I feel like 2 strands of floss with the cast-on rose petal stitch is the way to go. And yeah, that's the update. I'll see you guys in a bit. And here is the finished result. I thought it came out beautifully, and I was able to finish just in time on Christmas Eve. And here they are all framed up, and I love how they came out.